What's the difference between carefree and careless? Good evening. My name is Steve Fowler, and I'm a campus minister for Greek Life and a member of the Prophetic Voice Committee, which has been bringing you the Live Good campaign, 40 Days Sober. Over the past few weeks, I have been taking informal polls of students, asking them why they think college students get drunk. The most common answers are, 1, it's fun to get a little crazy. And 2, with all the worries of school, home life, and relationship drama, it's nice to be carefree and just let go of our inhibitions. If I'm honest with you, which I hope I always am, my college friends and I still giggle about some of our booze-induced antics. Like the time my best friend Kathy threw up all over in that car we borrowed. And some of the somewhat disturbing things we used to do to my buddy Mark, who inevitably was passed out on a couch before midnight at every party we had. These days, my colleagues, fellow faculty and staff admittedly laugh over some of the ridiculous stuff that happens at SLU. Over the course of my 5 years here, I have a tremendous collection of Billikens Gone Wild material. I get it. Drunk can be fun, and drunk stories terribly funny. With this in mind, I do remain unsettled by the second promise of drunkenness, that it somehow makes us happy and carefree. On face value, to be carefree and without inhibition has a certain allure. However, in light of our faith and my life experiences, I must ask, how fine is the line between carefree and careless? After all, they really mean the same thing: the suspension of care. Is it possible for drunkenness to somehow sweep away care and worry about the troubles of life without also impairing our capacity to care for the people, relationships, and things we treasure? I remember driving my carefree friend Carla home from a college house party. It was at my house. She berated and kicked me from the back seat all the way home because I would not let her drive herself. You know, they never showed that part in those Friends Don't Let Friends Drive Drunk commercials. You know, the part where the drunk girl takes off her high heel and hits you in the back of the head while you're trying to save her life. Here, I have stood outside of Grease and DMAT in the middle of the night in my pajamas because for some reason, for some college students, carefree means fire alarms. It sucks. More seriously, I have cried with young women as they attempt to put back the pieces of their lives following a carefree night of drinking, dancing, and flirting gone way too bad, gone awry. And most difficult for me have been the times I have been called upon to comfort and counsel those who watched the fragile levee between a carefree night of excessive drinking give way to a friend's tragic death. These experiences lead me to conclude that with side effects like rejection and violence, annoyance, betrayal, and death, the line between carefree and without care for self, other, or the world is too fine, if it exists at all. The chant from the Mass for Holy Thursday, Ubi caritas est vera, Deus ibi est. Where true love, where true care resides, there God is. Sung while the faithful have their feet washed. This chant affirms that to care is the godliest act we have to offer. In our efforts to let go, to get a little crazy, to release our inhibitions, and to be carefree by way of intoxication, we willfully suspend our capacity for sober, godlike care, that which makes it possible to achieve our heart's greatest desires: authentic relationship, true love, communion with God and others, joy. Now, my goal here is not to be a buzzkill or a Debbie Downer. Wah, wah. So I will conclude with a story of hope. While some of our friends were at the beachfront clubs getting a little tipsy, I accompanied 33 admirable Greek brothers and sisters from SLU to the Appalachian Mountains. There, we were literally in the trenches, digging mud, laying foundations, repairing floors, and building roofs for some of the poorest families in our country. Of course, we had a little Kesha and Lady Gaga playing on the iPod to keep things crazy. But with blistered hands and aching muscles, at the end of the week, we decided to unwind at the closest thing we could find to a club, the Lee County Community Center, where locals gather for potluck dinners and bluegrass music and singing gospel hymns together. Crazy. But there, I saw something in my dear young friends singing and clapping and dancing with toddlers and old ladies that I have never seen in those stepping off the buses behind Grease or in front of the library. I witnessed something that I have never seen staggering home from Humps or Laclede's. The difference on that mountaintop was joy, pure and authentic joy. The joy in that small room on a mountain in Virginia was pure and infectious. But where did it come from? Our joy did not come from being carefree and uninhibited. Rather, this pure joy came from being drunk with care. Care for the people we served. And the uninhibited acceptance given to us by our Appalachian brothers and sisters who welcomed us with open arms. The whole point of our spending these 40 days sober is to challenge us to become freshly aware of ourselves and our surroundings, to see the crosses we bear and to witness the crosses that others carry, to take an honest look at our heart's deepest and truest dreams and desires, and to set about a new course. If authentic joy and happiness are our ultimate desire, perhaps the swerved, drunken path to carefree is not the answer. Instead, true joy, Easter joy, requires that we care more, care differently, care courageously.